A stifling heat wave is taking shape across large portions of the country, from the plains to New England. Nearly 90% of the population could see temperatures of at least 90 degrees at some point over the next week. Several cities, including Chicago, Detroit, New York, and Washington, D.C., could see the highest temperatures of the summer. And joining us now to discuss the economic impact is Paul Walsh. He is Global Director of Weather Strategy with IBM Services. Paul, thanks so much for being with us.
Hey there, guys.
So when do we start to see the economic impact of this stifling heat?
Well, yeah, it's a great question, because we actually start to see the impact of the heat before the heat gets here. Part of the reason is because the weather forecasts are getting really, really good, and most of us are walking around with a mobile phone, so we are all expecting it. So people are already planning for this heat. Of course, by the time we get into the weekend, it's already hot now, frankly, but by the time we get to this weekend, it's going to be we're going to be seeing the hottest temperatures we've seen in several years in the big cities in the Northeast. So there's going to be a very, very significant impact. But it's not going to be as big of an impact as it could be if it lasted longer than what we're currently expecting.
Give us an example. I mean, people who work outside, they might not be out there for long, or, other areas where the heat might impact various companies.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the heat is going to impact everything that happens outdoors. So whether it's people going golfing, maybe not going golfing as much, outdoor entertainment venues, people are going to be staying in. So it's going to have an impact in terms of where people are going, and it's going to have an impact on what kind of things they're going to be buying. So this is a broader sort of an economic impact. And of course, people working outdoors, there's health impacts. The impact of heat waves is actually one of the biggest killers out there, much more so than things like hurricanes and tornadoes. If you have long-lasting heat waves, the economic impact, the health impact can be really, really significant. So we're fortunate, at least in this instance, that it's not going to be a very long duration event.
And Paul, honing in more specifically on the Midwest, it seems not too long ago we were talking about record flooding in the Midwest and how that impacted crops. What does heat like this do to that area and the crops?
Well, I think there's a little bit of a silver lining here as it relates to this specific event. Of course, we're seeing crop conditions now that are the worst that we've seen since 2012 because of that rain, because of the impact on field work. This kind of weather, if it lasted for a long time, just like the other impacts I talked about, could be very bad. But in this case, it's going to help to dry out some of those fields. So the warming of the heat that we're going to see is going to help, I think, contribute to catching up or helping the crops catch up to getting to harvest. Is
there a time of year? I mean, we expect heat this time of year, so yeah. Retailers have to plan for that. Other companies, the shipping companies, have to plan for things like that. But when it gets this hot, is there a way you can plan ahead so that you can minimize some of the economic impact that would otherwise occur?
Yeah, more and more businesses, retailers, consumer packaged goods companies, et cetera, are using weather information, using analytics, using AI to be able to better anticipate exactly what the impact is going to be on consumers and demand, and then using those insights, those proactive insights, to make sure that they have enough of the right products, for example, in the stores to meet the demand that's going to be caused, not too much of the kind of products that will not be selling because of this kind of an event. And just in general, leveraging technology across the board to be better prepared to help people better deal with this. So that it's both consumers, retail, as well as government. And it's really a function of our ability to better leverage data and analytics to be able to anticipate these events.
Okay, Paul Walsh with IBM Services. We certainly do appreciate your time this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.